Too short for the camera. Yeah. I thought that would be the case.
Let's go.
I feel excited. I feel a bit of disbelief. I feel absolutely terrified. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't shitting my pants a little bit.
As in the press. And he's like, look, I'm not going to beat around the bush, you're in. And I'm like, sorry, what? Come again? He's like, you know, you're in, you're going to be a TED talker. I'm like, shut up, no way. I mean, I'm not, like, Derek, are you on a wind up?
Yeah, okay, so,
Yeah!
Sorry. Oh,
I'm Laura. I had sausages.
Do you want me to actually answer the question? So I wanted to be like that. I wanted to be a TEDx speaker. I don't know why I'm saying this, that's not even my answer. Sorry, I feel so awkward doing this.
God, I need a whiskey and a steak.
Initially it wasn't just like that, oh, welcome on board. It was, it's come down to you and one other. And I was like, okay. And he's like, convince me. I was like, okay, that's a little bit of pressure. I was not prepared for that. It was a bit of a moment. But when he phoned me later that day and told me I got the spot, it was wonderful.
And then when he said, like, you know, loved your application, would love to have you on the bus. My daughter was in the car and she was sitting in the back and she was like, we're not on a bus, we're in a car.
Honestly, it feels surreal. It's just a weird feeling and proud, joy, everything rolled into one, all those emotions. It's just a fantastic feeling, I'm just so excited for it. Years I've watched TEDx and it's about just sharing those ideas, sharing those passions, those beliefs, what people want to hear. So it's about just taking your idea, your thoughts, your feelings and just conveying out to everyone. That's what TED's all about for me, is just sharing those ideas and being part of a community that trusts what you say, believe what you say and just, yeah, getting that idea out there is what TED means to me.
Okay, time's up. So the next question is, who would like to go first, Birgit?
the biggest fear I had is that my talk would be taken the wrong way. And instead of bringing people together, it will widen the gap between us.
So TED is all about ideas worth spreading, and I think my biggest fear is having confidence that my idea is good enough.
So I applied to TED because I really wanted to talk and be part of a movement that's starting to expose a bit about the dark sides of self-help in the personal development industry. Oh, my heart's beating so fast.
And what I want to do within the TED Talk is allow people to understand that just because we have our own doesn't mean that our identity has to be judged on what we're showing up as. We're still vulnerable, we're like marshmallows on the inside. We all have lots of fears, vulnerabilities, worries, PMDD, and that's my biggest fear, is that, don't panic, that my PMDD is going to show up on my day and this is what they're going to get. But I have to do it to show everyone it's okay.
So that's the starting point for all of this, is each and every one of you have come with a great story, okay, that now needs to be embellished in a way that an audience, a wide audience, will sit and watch it.
Now, if you give people feedback without permission, that's like walking up to somebody in the middle of the street and saying, hey, excuse me, mate, that shirt adds pounds to you, I wouldn't wear it. It's not something you can do.
But I can assure you one thing in what you've said, you can do all of that and we'll pull it all apart anyway and put it all back together again, okay? You are my investment, and if I don't think the investment is working, then I can't let you go on the stage, okay?
Well, my first session, last week, I was in the midst of my PMDD, so I did nothing but shake uncontrollably and cry. Other people don't get it. On the outside, I just look like I'm a nervous wreck. This week, it's been interesting, being in a car accident and, still having to show up.
We prepared the homework to come with the beginning of our talk. But during the session, we spent the first hour of the session talking about strategy and techniques. And I was like, oh my God, I've not applied any of that strategy technique to my pitch. So I knew that we would just basically stand up to get the story pulled apart.
It is intense. You know, I think as academics, we're quite used to winging it. And this is not winging it at all. This is the opposite of winging it. It's been a lot of lovely fine-tuning and really working with words, which is lovely.
The TEDx journey so far has been very insightful, very confronting. I'm having to get very vulnerable and quite raw about my emotions with other people, which is something I tend to keep to myself. So it has been a very challenging process, but very rewarding at the same time, being on the journey with other people and seeing other people have these revelations, then finding them in myself as well to make my talk better.
So right from the start, I've been excited about the idea of getting to know a group of people working together and going through a creative process with support, with help and with trust. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the weeks ahead.
I kind of started to fall in love with TED Talks, watching them, and I thought, well, why don't we have one in Aberdeen? The trigger to actually make it happen, though, was looking at the city and feeling like it was at a time of real change and an opportunity to reshape what the city might be known for, what it could be, what it should be focusing on, and that only happens through ideas. And there's so much to celebrate in Aberdeen, so many great ideas, lots of fantastic people with those ideas. My goal was to showcase the best of Aberdeen and use these ideas, these talks, to bring that to life, whether that's individuals or organisations.
It's absolutely boiling.
8 minutes 23.
Really?
Yes.
God, I thought it was about 15, 20 minutes.
Amazing.
You keep telling us, oh, that's not me, I'm a different person.
Okay.
Right, I'll take the next bit of story, but that's not me, it's a different person. Why don't you take us on the story and then show us that it's a different person and make the turning point at the end? Because you've already told us what's going to happen.
Do I know there's a big story in there? Yes. Did it come out today? No.
Okay.
So would I have found anything in the audience today to walk out and go, yeah, I can do something like that? No. Okay.
Panics? I don't panic, but like, you know, like, oh my God, what the fuck have I done? Why have I done this? Feedback's tough. And I mean just like in life in general, because we don't tend to get it, you know? Our friends and, oh my God, you did so good. But here we're actually getting the kind of feedback that helps you grow. That's hard. I can only speak for myself here, but I am a bit of a sensitive idiot. And there's a lot of stuff like I've worked through over the years, like manly ego pish. And actually having someone that I revere, that I respect from the coaches, you know, in the leadership here, like Bob and Eric, they're just, Bob and Eric and Derek. Let's get the words out there. Derek, I love you. That feedback, if I hadn't had that, I don't think I would have ever figured this part of myself out.
Whether you're male, female, young, old, whatever, it's a leveler, right? I think the crux of all of this is the fact that fast fashion can be manipulative and a bit evil.
I'm nervous as hell, I can feel that. It's only recently I've been able to talk about my journey in the last 18 months. So that is, it's hard because it's true, and actually you're probably the first 10 people I've ever, there's somebody else I've shared my story with yesterday, just talking through it, but you're the first 10, 12 people that I've ever really.
Oh my God. Because I was crying in the middle. Yeah. I've been mostly down. Let's put it that way. I had the first session was really good, and then it took me weeks and weeks to get really the content to the current stage. Eric told me that at some point everyone's going to bake a cake with the soggy bottom, so I feel like now I've passed the phase where I'm doing the soggy bottoms, and I've brought finally something that is solid to the table.
So much work. It's been exhausting and intense, and my brain hurts, and I'm bored of my own story. There's the amount of times I've spoken about it and explored it. I don't know how everyone does it when they have a full-time job and a family. It's life consuming.
I think we've probably all spent at least 100 hours on our talks, creating the script, throwing it out and starting all over again, getting our feedback, practicing. It's been an enormous amount of work, but definitely a lot of lessons learned along the way. We needed to do all the work to get to here, so yeah.
Can we roll along with this, please?
I feel tiny.
My idea behind us as a group is if we were 10 individuals in the middle of town, society says you wouldn't be pulled together because we're so different. But we come in here and we're united by that one thing, which is doing a TED Talk. And for me, we're all supportive of each other, we'll help each other. We've given some brutal feedback to each other, but it's all in like a sense of trust, and I think as a group we work. So I think the dynamic's great. I really enjoy being here. It's nice to be with the people in there. And I think I'll make some good friends for life. I do.
Oh, I absolutely love the support that we're getting from everyone, like just the group of people around us. It's just been incredible, like everyone's so supportive, and I think identity is a really vulnerable topic, so I think that support is so important because we're really digging into like deep layers of ourselves, and yeah, everyone's been great.
Okay. Can you see me through the... Yeah, that's completely isn't it? I'd just like to say I'm going to cry. Wow. This is really happening again. Well, you finally know that everything's ready when I've got my sparkly jacket on. Flight control ready to go.